Hey, good morning and welcome to Vanessa Loves. I've just posted about fun to take my mind off all this shit. And I actually, as soon as I posted it, I actually wanted to share with you why Vanessa Loves and what I loved about this morning. Was last night when I went to bed, I have got all sorts of crazy shit happening at the minute. Some will make you laugh and some will make you cry. And my choice is to just not cry about it anymore, because if it's too painful, just let it go. Take my lesson, feel where I am, breathe my way through it, and just let it go. So my conscious choice this morning was joy. And we had to get both kids out of the house and at school on time, which normally I don't have to do. And so it meant poor old Jodi had to get up really early and come out, and he was dragging himself around. He did it, he made it, he was just such a poppet, but he's a 14-year-old boy and he's tired, right? So we all get in the car and off we go. And I had this thing that was running through my mind this morning. One thing I know for sure is that we are all dying, but not everyone is living. And I've just got so much going on in my head at the minute about how brave we need to be and how courageous the choices that we make have to be to live a full life, right? So for me, a full life is not skiing down jagged edge mountains and throwing yourself off cliffs or out of planes or whatever. Living a full life for me, pushing the boundaries of your life, is about dropping from your head into your heart and truly listening to what your heart is saying to you. It's become such a passion of mine over the last few years, but really heightened as a result of losing my friend in May. And when I thought about that this morning, we're all dying, but not every one of us is living. What does that mean for me? And I watch people drag themselves through the existence of their lives. I hear people say, it's stressful, it's this, I'm tired, I don't have time. I get it, I'm tired, I don't have time. I can be stressed. We all have this going on. But here's the thing, and here's the choice. We never have enough time. It's always going to be stressful. There is always going to be shit and pain and suffering that comes up for us in our lives. But here's the choice. Take it as a given. Let's not jump up and down and get cross about it, and allow it to stop us listening to our hearts and being brave enough to live from that place. I've got the image of Wonder Woman, hands on the hips and the big cuffs. Bring it on, people, I can hear her saying. What wonder out there are we missing because we're not frigging brave enough to go, I'm not going to listen to my frigging story anymore. I'm not going to allow that habitual thought of I don't have time, I'm too fat, I'm too thin, I'm too old, I'm too young, by the end of the week, when I find them, when the kids leave school, when I have the perfect job, when my boss lays off my back. Bollocks, people. I'm sorry, but this has really got me this morning. I do not want to go to bed anymore feeling that my shit is weighing me down. Who's with me? I've got people close to me that I am watching slowly deteriorate because they are listening, and I'm shivering as I say this. They're listening to that frigging story, and I was one of them, and part of my story has still got a hold of me. But because I'm aware of it, I do not want to let it wear me down anymore. My heart is racing because my message is, where are we still allowing the story of me, that boring, shitty, mundane, limiting story of me, stopping me from living my life to the full, really filling and pushing my boundaries that are all relative to me, because where my boundaries are nowhere near where your boundaries are, and where your boundaries are nowhere near mine are. And my mission in this world is to help people drop from this story into the love and the knowing of their hearts. And here's the thing, then having frigging balls and being brave enough to listen to that, not only listen to it, but to live from that place. I watched, and I will never forget the look in my girlfriend's face and in her eyes in May when she realised it was too late. It was too late. She was 48 years of age. And the look in her eyes when she said to me, Vanessa, my time has come. And I promised myself I would never allow myself to get caught up in my train of thought again as long as I was aware of it, and let that rule my life and keep me small and limited and boring and mundane just because it's safe. It's not safe. The safest place where you have the most certainty is when you can live from this place. This is the only knowing, and it was placed in our hearts before we were born. It's the first organ that's developed at 8 weeks as an embryo. It's how we communicate with each other, not here and not here. We communicate through our hearts, but there are only some of us that are brave enough to stop listening to the story, own up to our truth and our hearts. And I have been liberated by some of the people that I am living my life with and working with, where I have watched them shift from this place to this place, and I have watched them step out into the unknown, and it is shitting scary. The unknown is so frightening, but it is liberating. And watching, and I know myself as I've done it, and it's a continual cycle, people. You don't do it once, we continue doing it. And I'm now at the point where I'm at the next level, and I don't know who's there. I don't know what's there, but I do know how I want to feel and how I want it to look, and it's not here. And I'm having to go there on my own. I'm asking people to come with me. I want brave and I want loving people to step up and say, I don't want my story to keep me where I am either. I want to drop from my head and my story into my heart. How do I do that? By acknowledging how you feel and what you want to feel. And my greatest fear, I thought, was rejection or feeling unlovable, or not feeling enough, or feeling unsafe. But my greatest fear is not feeling what I've always dreamt of feeling in all areas of my life. And joy and fun and love and enthusiasm and excitement and passion are where it lives, in my opinion, are where it lives. The world is not going to be changed by pain and fear and suffering, people. It is going to be changed by joy and pleasure. And fun. Let's bring back the fun in our lives. Otherwise, what's the bloody point? What's the point in being here? So, we've all got shit going on. So let's make a conscious choice to choose the joy. Where are you making room for joy in your life? Because if you're not making room for joy in your life, you will find it by default. Sugar, drugs, alcohol, drugs being prescriptive or illegal. I don't care, you bloody choose. But I don't want to choose that route anymore. I know where that has taken me, and it's not somewhere I want to go again. Choose joy, make room for joy. That's all I have to say. Thank you for joining me on Vanessa Loves. God bless you. Bye-bye.